The Battle of Pennsylvania will happen this weekend. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to battle it out in Philadelphia. Well, Will, as our resident Eagles fan, how are the Eagles going to get the passing game going? Because we've heard all the noise. We've heard a lot of this noise over this past week with AJ Brown complaining about the passing game. How are they going to get it going? Because it doesn't seem to be working as much, even though they've got a very good record at the moment.
Yeah, we've got a very good record being a run-first team. AJ Brown just needs to understand that is the identity of the team. If we put things in perspective, this is just him being, I don't want to say he's a diva because he's not traditionally a diva. He wants the football. I get it. I think any star receiver would probably be saying the same thing. But everything went public. But we're a run-first team. That's the formula. That's how we've been winning games. Jalen Hurts was never that QB. You know, he's not going to be someone that's going to be slinging the rock for 300 plus yards. He's not a Joe Burrow type of QB. You know, he's heavy play action. He'll complete the throws that he needs to, and he's gonna have to scheme the throws in. The thing is, AJ Brown and Devontae as well, those guys can get open regardless of the scheme. And I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes from. That being said, the Steelers are 100%, their job when they come into this game is to stop the run first. But we've got talent on the outside that can beat anyone one-on-one if given the opportunity. So it's a double-edged sword. So even though they're going to stop, all I'm saying is AJ Brown might get what he wanted this game, because the looks Jalen's going to see offensively is going to say, hey, we need to pass the ball because they're stacking the box. They're daring us to throw the ball. And usually when you have a QB like Jalen Hurts, teams want you to prove that you can throw the ball first. So they'll stack the box and they'll dare my Eagles to throw the ball on them. So I think AJ Brown is actually going to get what he wants. But make no mistake, this is also a trap, because the worst thing we can do is go away from what we do best. So when we enter the game, we need to feed Saquon early and often. You know, we need to get Gaines the ball. Like, we have to force the issue and make sure that, and we have to get the Steelers to try and prove they can stop the run.
So
if you has to play as well. He's got to be a part of that.
If you look at this, right, Pittsburgh defensively are the fourth best teams in rushing yards per game defensively. So they are very good at stopping the run. And when you look at the interior of their defensive line, and then they've got great player, in TJ Watt as well, who's great at playing all parts of the game. It's something we'll have to give. Now, if you look at this game, they're 5.5 points. So the Eagles are 5.5 point favourites. Do you think that's a trap in itself? Because the Steelers, they are 10-3, right? And they are massive underdogs going into Philadelphia this weekend, and they look like a very solid team.
The Steelers are a well-coached team, and you've almost got to look at it like this, like, despite what Vegas is saying, despite what a lot of the pundits are predicting, the Steelers, when it comes to games like this, they always play their best. No doubt they have us circled on their schedule, and they know that this is a really good litmus test as we head towards like the tail end of the season as well. So I think both teams are going to give it their all. I'm actually going to channel my inner Cat Williams here, because they're very good at stopping the run. They have all the assets and tools. Everything looks like they should be better. But when we line up one-on-one, we'll see if any of that really matters. That's the beauty of football. On paper, they should be able to stop the run. They should be able to contain Saquon. They should be able to work around the heavy play action. But we'll see if any of that really matters. Now, I could be sort of how can I say, forfeiting here a little bit, but in my opinion, I think this is a trap game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those games, but it's a trap for the Steelers. I must say it, because I think they've got this game figured out. But this is where my Eagles really like solidify what they are, who they are as a team,
So,
and they're going to ride that momentum heading forward.
additional thing in terms of injury for the Steelers is that apparently Pickens suffered a grade 2 strain on his hamstring. Hamstring.
Mm. So
now, if it's a grade 2, that's normally enough to keep him out.
That should be enough to keep him out. But we know the wonders of modern medicine. When did this happen? Was this like at the start of the week?
So, during he never missed a game. Last Thursday's practice.
Last week Thursday. So yeah, no, they rested him. They've had the training staff have a look. It's something you like. Don't make no mistake. I've worked for a hamstring injury. You can move around, but 100% you're not going to be.
But explosiveness with a hamstring, that's the thing. Like, you need all, like, that chain needs to all work.
Yep, everything needs to work.
And and the thing is,
he's the number one as well. So
now, if you look at it, like, the Steelers are most likely going to be in the playoffs, right? 10-3, very likely to be in the playoffs. This is not a game that you should be risking him in. This is a game that he is going to need to effectively take the rest, get his body back, because they will need him down the stretch, right? They're going to need him towards the end of the season. They're going to need him towards the start of the playoffs. So there's no point in him being risked now and then getting injured, getting a full tear, so grade 3, and then he's out. And then that's him gone for the rest of the year. You need your guy, so rest it up.
Do you think they'll probably leave it until last minute to announce?
That's always going to be the case, because they're going to see probably Saturday is the leg getting any better. But grade 2,
I think
if it was a grade 1, strain, would have been all right. Probably.
I think you brought up a good point. It's not worth the risk, but I think they'll definitely leave it until last minute. They want my Eagles to kind of sweat the details and spend time game planning for something that's not going to happen. Teams do this all the time. You know, if you've got someone that you know is not going to play, the other teams don't know until the last minute. So they'll waste time during the week trying to nullify a guy that's not even going to suit up. Sometimes they'll even have the guy suit up, but he won't see the field the whole game.
Now, another thing, another key to the game in this one, obviously, is the turnover differential. So Pittsburgh have the best turnover differential in the entire league, plus 17. Right? Philadelphia are 9th in the league at plus 4. So, key for the Eagles is Hurts, don't turn the ball over, don't throw the ball to the opposition, and just hand the ball off. Now, it could be a tough slog, but Saquon, if we've seen him, what we've seen with him this season, is he's able to get through anything. He has had how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900-yard gains this season, obviously. He's on course to break 2K. And with it, potentially, maybe even an MVP. We don't know. But, all right, predictions for this game. Prediction for the game. I think it's going to be a close one, because I think it's going to be a bit of a slog. But I do think the Eagles just are going to get over the line, because I think Steelers are a little bit inefficient at times offensively, and they rely on the defensive side of the ball, so it's going to be quite low scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if it's around 35 points total. So yeah, that's from me. Peter?
I think the Steelers win it.
All right. Very succinct. And, well, are you going to back your team? Are you going to back your team, or do you think Sirianni hasn't managed to get in the way of his own team the last few weeks?
No,
I think they've taken it out of his hands.
I think Saquon is taking it out of his hands, to be honest. He's currently, right now, our franchise leading rusher. You don't just do that, especially in your debut season. He is very much gifted. Now
He's your offense, pretty much.
he is
Come
our
on now.
offense. Everything goes through Saquon Barkley, regardless of what AJ Brown says. And I think, like I said, they're going to have to show, even though they're very good at it, they've proven it, they're going to have to show that they can stop the run against Saquon and our offensive line. And one thing I'll say is that no matter what happens, we shouldn't go away from that during the game.
If
Don't
they start
panic.
slinging the rock, then
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
when
be
things are not going to go well for us. So I'm going to root my Eagles here. I'm taking them to win it. I think it's going to be close. I think it will be a 1-point game, for sure. I think it's probably going to be low 20s, so maybe 24-21.
Oh, what a single score? You mean not a one?
Yeah, by
singles.
by a single score. But yeah, no. Yeah. Also, if Saquon gets the single season rushing record, and unlike the Vikings, if we're 8 yards short, we're gonna give it to our guy regardless of the outcome of the game.
Well, he's
Vikings
not getting it in this game.
No, but all I'm saying is that if he gets that, he's got to be the MVP
because he is the most valuable player for this team. So that kind of goes. All right. Well, put your put your thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know. Who do you think is going to win this game? Because the Battle of Pennsylvania is going to happen this weekend.
Mike T.